We are going to jump in and get started. Those of you who know me, one of the reasons I started this webinar was, or I started this series called 30 on Thursdays, is that overwhelmingly we're all short of time. And I thought if I can't deliver it in 30 minutes, it's not worth saying. So I really focused on making these fast, furious, with a promise to you that I guarantee you'll come away with at least one idea on how to make your business more fun, more fulfilling, and more financially rewarding. It's all part of my Rethink community, and what my mission is in the travel industry is that I really want to be dedicated to helping you create a business that you cannot wait to wake up to. And my husband's an entrepreneur, and the very first time he started a company, after about 2 months, we came to this massive realization. I don't know if this has dawned on you. It was like, oh my gosh, you can't quit a company. You can give an employer notice, but when you start your own business, it's there. And that's just always motivated me to try and help entrepreneurs feel really free in their business. This is the reason you're an entrepreneur, is that you want to do work you love with people you love. And so making the shift is about how do we come back better and make the changes we need to get everything we really want. And I can't wait to share it with you. The outlook is so amazing. Oh, and qualifying statement at the very beginning is that I am making a shift, and this will be the last 30 on Thursdays in this series. When I started at the beginning of the year, I said, I'm going to do it all year, taking the temperature of what the market needs right now. I am making a shift, which I'll explain later in the series. I am not leaving you. I'm not going anywhere. I love this community, but I'm making a shift. And I think we all need to, because here's what's happening is that, you know, the data is telling us that we are making up for lost time. A survey by Booking.com said that 49% of people, their primary motivation for booking travel is that they want to make up for the time that they missed. And that's no surprise. I think the data that's so interesting is that 43% of these millennials want to go all out when it comes to cost. And for some of us that might be in a slightly older demographic, it's hard to embrace that, you know, that we will go all out. Some of us come from those real cost conscious mindsets of it has to be value. Whereas some of the younger generation are saying, no, I'll go all out. But that upselling is the new love language. It shows that you appreciate them. Our demographic, for example, we didn't want to offend anybody with a high price. Now, they're like, well, what are you not telling me? What would amazing look like? So that's a huge opportunity for you. And experience needs an interpreter. After the pandemic, where, we got caught once with COVID, surprised us, and it shouldn't have. The whole world is saying, let's not let global warming surprise us. We absolutely need to do something. 90% of people want sustainable options and feel like a local, and yet 70% feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start. And I think that's a huge opportunity for you. If you're not promoting sustainable travel or talking about how to make less of an impact and to travel like a local, you're missing out on the love language of the new traveler. One of the biggest opportunities is there's 60 new ships coming, and a third of them are in the luxury and the expedition market. So the market is around us is getting more expensive. It's just more acceptable. A higher price point is doing some of the heavy lifting for us so that people don't have sticker shock anymore. And we don't need to hold back. But what we need is new tools, means, and ways for being able to shift fully into the market that we love. So that's where I come in. And today is going to be a little different than the regular 30 on Thursdays. It's, first of all, full disclosure, will not get through this in 30 minutes. And I don't want to. I don't want to rush. If you have to leave after 30 minutes, I totally respect that. Absolutely. Please do so. I know that your time is so valuable, but I really want to take the time today to really dig into, are you stuck? Where are you stuck? What would break you free? And here's some tips on how I think you can break through to a next level in your travel business. For those of you who don't know me, some of you, this is your very first time. My name is Geraldine Rhee. I've been in the travel business for over 4 decades. I've done every position from frontline to CEO. And what I recognize more than anything, and the reason that I'm now dedicated to the front line of the travel industry, to leading leaders in the travel industry, is that I believe that we need a business that's not just fun. We're not just here for the passion. We're not here for the perks. Although we love all of those, nothing has changed. We do need to be able to have financial conversations. This needs to be worth your time. Said differently, people need to value you. You are amazing. The industry needs you. And so we really want you to wake up every day with that mindset of, I'm needed, I'm wanted, I need to serve the people who value me. They get it. Because, really for the first time, I think in the travel industry, in my memory of it, is that you actually can say no. There actually truly is, not without work, not without focus, but there truly is another customer that's better suited to come along. So if somebody is nickel and diming you, or, checking out the website as they're speaking to you, that's probably not your ideal customer. And so that's part of this whole journey that we're on together. If you come month after month and you read my newsletters, you'll see that I'm always looking for ways that you can get what you want in less steps. You don't have to work 7 days a week. You don't need to, and you can't. It's not sustainable. In fact, I think we really need to have much shorter days to be the best we really can be. So that's what my community is all about. I welcome you here. And at the very end of this session, I'm going to talk about next steps to how, if you are looking for that kind of real encouragement, giving you courage, and you're looking for direction and a proven roadmap, I can't wait to share it with you. I'd love to have you join us. Okay, so let's dig in. Are we ready? Yes, yes. I'm imagining you there. You need a blank sheet of paper. We're going to talk about some things. I want you to map your own journey as we're speaking. I'm going to just check in the chat just to see. Yeah, and again about the confidentiality of the content. Yeah, we don't share because people do come here. I do them all the time, so there's always another opportunity. But yeah, no sharing of the content. So take notes. I'm going to try and go slow and make this really your time really matter. So why does it feel so hard? If everything is so great and the industry is dropping at your feet and everybody needs advisors, why does it feel so hard? And that's the great mystery. When things are booming, why does it feel as hard as it did, in some ways harder than when things were slow? Just the other day, I was talking to an agency owner who said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually missed the slow time because I felt really organized. I felt really on top of my business. And everybody says the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I love the busy, but busy is not productive. And so we've got to sort of analyze what is really going on with you and your business. So if we think of your business, every business goes through what I call this, kind of wave of opportunity, or it's known as the S curve in a business. So on one axis, you have the money you make. And then the other is the time you put into it. And therein lies those two things. You could riff on those two topics with yourself. Just sit in a room and write those things and go, how much time did I spend? And what did I earn? And was it worth it? And how could I spend less time? And how could I earn more? That is the tension we live with. At the beginning of your travel business, think back. Some of you might be going back decades. Some of you might be going back to the beginning of the pandemic. When you started, you really had a heavy emphasis on skill building. You had to learn the skills. You no matter what you had to learn, you said, how high, and I would do it. It was all about getting the skills. You go like crazy. And for a long while, sometimes it takes people weeks and months. Sometimes it can take a year to really invest and keep learning. And oh my gosh, the people say, oh, there's so much to learn. And there is a better way to learn the travel industry, which I've learned after 3 decades. But at the beginning, we go this way and we go that way and we go, we all do it, right? Because we get shiny object syndrome and we think, oh, maybe I need to learn this new website application. And so the world doesn't help us. But at the beginning, you have this flat line where you're learning so many skills. Then the magic happens. You get the bookings. You get the 2 Viking cabins that book, and they say, our friends from Vancouver also want to go. Could you get us another cabin? Conversation I had just yesterday with an agent. And, he said, I was able to go to my BDM. She pulled a rabbit out of a hat. The ship was sold out. They wanted a balcony. He's now got a customer for life. And it's happening every single day for him. And he's on this massive trajectory uphill. Things are cooking with gas. Then it doesn't matter whether you're a rock star or a beginner or where you are in your journey, eventually things slow down because you start to feel the admin of your success. You feel, in the travel industry, it's about a booking a day. When you start to get to being a booking a day, you are deep into research, deep into service, deep into getting them to come back again, and things start to slow down. Sadly, for some people, it slows down way too early because they've picked a niche that is just way too much time for the return, and it's slowing them down. And, you might be thinking that is that, wow, I specialized in this, but it takes so much time. I did this booking the other day and I did it in minutes. How do I switch into that one that takes minutes? So what happens is we enter this wall, and this wall, everybody gets there. They're all in the wall. And I want you to think about the wall is you're doing the best you can. You're working as hard as you can. Some days the days fly by, but you cannot go any faster. You can't get to what you really want to do because you're so busy doing everything in your business that takes more time than you want it to. And so there's this desire to shift, but you can't. So it keeps you flatlined into that wall. Maybe you try to learn something and it doesn't give you the return, or you start a course and you can't finish it. All those things are signs that you're in the wall. Your desire is there, but your will is there, but your skill is not there. Your time doesn't allow you. Your calendar is always full. You keep saying you want to do it and you can't change. If that sounds familiar, you're in the wall. If you're in the, skill building or growing like crazy, that is awesome. That is fantastic. This is still a great seminar for you. What I want to really focus on is people who are stuck and want more results in less time. Is we need to have ways and means to break through that wall, to break through the ceiling of complexity that you found yourself in simple ways that are going to generate results. And hopefully that's helpful to you. So what happens when you're stuck in the wall is that what got you here won't get you here. And the joy of the journey, the joy of the job starts to feel like a real burden. I was talking to an agency owner the other day, and she said, I love what I do. I love to sell. I want to be with my team, but I still love selling until I don't. And I ask myself all the time, why am I still doing these bookings? I have no desire to do. And then you start not loving what you do so much. And that's a feeling being stuck, is that you're telling yourself you love it, but do you really? Do you really love all of it? And you got the courage to say no so that you can get to a bigger yes. How do we shift out of that wall? So what happens is this being, and sadly, is that, when we over time can't break through, I've seen this over and over again, is that people or customers end up leaving because you've lost the spark. You've lost the joy and they can feel it, or you leave because you just can't do this anymore. In the pandemic, so many times people who were coming towards the end of the career said, it's just not worth it for me anymore. I used to love it. It used to be fun. It's not fun anymore. And we lost, we lost so much experience out of the business, which motivates me even more for those of us who are here is let's not repeat the pattern. Let's systemically, all of us agree that we want to break through this wall, because on the other side, what you want to invest. Shifting is an investment. You simply can't do the same things you're doing and expect a different result. Definition of insanity, right? So we have to invest. You have to invest in yourself. You have to make shift a priority. You have to really double down and say, what needs to change? What do I need to do and really do to be able to get this curve to happen again? That initial where you would do anything, learn anything to get the business, we have to find that again. But it's different after you've had years of experience. It's a different set of skills. So it sometimes takes an in-depth overview. That whole idea of hyper-focus is how do I figure out all the options that I need to look at and choose the one thing that's going to make the biggest difference. And you'll notice breaking through the wall, you don't skyrocket right away, you flatline for a while, which reminds me of a story that when I was growing up, my family had a sailboat, and we used to go out and fly out of Horseshoe Bay Harbor, if anybody's from BC. And we used to fly towards Bowen Island. So Bowen Island would be north, and we'd get all this wind in our sails, and it would be just so much fun. I go, come on, Dad, and I'd love to have it over as far as we could go. And he goes, yes, Geraldine, but one problem. We're not going to Bowen Island. We're going to Point Grey, which was due south. And so what happens in sailing is you jibe or you tack, and all of a sudden it's like this. It's dead calm. There is no wind. There's no success. There's no sails. And that's what keeps us stuck, is that we love this feeling until we don't. We love flying along, but when you're flying along and you're not going to, you're going to Japan instead of Hawaii, you've got to have the courage to make a shift. And you've got to have the courage to go, okay, it's going to be calm for a while. I might not have a steady flow of customers. I might have to say no, but you're going to invest so that before long you get back to this again. And I promise it's there. So how do you shift? You invest. You invest in yourself. If you're an agency owner, you invest in that team. You invest in finding ways and means to get ahead of them, to help unpack the genius. If you're a top selling agent, owner in your business, how do you do what you do magically to help everybody else? Because the whole goal of a travel business is to create customers for life at scale. This little model here is really simple. It's just about creating customers. How do you attract customers? How do you service them so that they come back again and again? And how do you retain customers? That's it. That's all it is. That is all a travel business ever is. And it's when we make it anything but that, we get ourselves in trouble. It's not about becoming a social media expert. It's not about going to every product knowledge seminar because we feel obligated. It's really choosing the path that works for you, your chosen path. And I have a model that this is what I teach in Flying Colors. And, the first thing I want to say is that breakthrough, when I think about breakthrough, it's never one thing. If it was, everybody would do it. That's why it's hard. It's because we tend to go, okay, I want it. I want to be less busy. I want more focus. I want more time. I want more leads. So you know what you want, but the how is not quite as simple, because the how comes into a system of creating customers. And so I created this framework in really to help you go, okay, I cannot think about 400 things every day. I am not wired to have 30 things to do, even though it feels great to put ticks in the boxes. What I want you to start thinking about in your business is you don't have 40 things. You have 4 things to think about every day, every week, every month. And these are the 4 things. And I'm going to just share these with you. Take a blank piece of paper and think about what is your version of this. So the first thing about creating customers for life is you have to have the mindset. And a mindset, not only is it the superpower going forward, but it's more than just meditation. It's more than, listening to podcasts and going for walks and all of those things. Like, we do need balance in our lives. And I'm not here to diminish. I had a client just the other day that said, you'd be so proud of me, is that I'm golfing now. And I was so thrilled for him because, through this last, 2 years, he's been 7 days a week, and he's just decided enough is enough. So for sure, a mindset shift is looking after yourself, self-care first, self-awareness. What's going on with me? How do I feel? Because if you are not at your best, you cannot do your best. And as Neil's, the beautiful quote that says, if you want the best the world has to offer, you have to offer your world the best. And it cannot happen when you never take breaks. So mindset is about more than anything else. It's about really knowing what you want and then having the courage to go after it. Because the mistake most of us make is we work really, really hard, but do we connect it? Is that what I really want? Do I really want to be doing this? Sometimes the hard work takes you in the right direction, and then it served its time. And then it's time to stop doing that. And so a mindset is a combination of powerfully knowing what you want and then being brave enough to take the steps to get what you want. And a simple check on that to see if you are in mindset is take a look at write your goals down in plain view and take a look at your to-do list. And if everything on that list doesn't connect directly and isn't the best choice of getting what you want, you have to ask yourself, do I need to do that? So mindset is a huge pillar. It's every day, every week, every month. There is a mindset, and I believe in starting your day, win the morning, win the day, lots and lots around mindset. The second thing you powerfully need to do to shift and break through is a customer shift. This pillar could also be called marketing, but we get marketing so wrong in travel, and there's a really good reason for it, is that travel is amazing. We love travel. That's why we're here. And beautiful pictures of beaches and sanctuaries and, gorgeous sunsets. I mean, they are so motivating, but there's so much more to it. You and travel is not the hero of the story. The key with the customer shift is to really understand what the customer needs about travel. What does it solve for them? And we do a whole really deep dive in Flying Colors Academy on identifying the needs of your customers, and then more importantly, taking that step to say, what's the language, what's the script, what's the copy to go find those people so it's consistent. It's a huge pillar of Flying Colors. The third element of breakthrough is sales. And the sooner, and some of you are born hustlers, you love to sell, you love the art of the deal, and that is amazing, because I always feel like I wish I was more salesy. And that's coming from somebody who has had passion about sales my entire career. But none of us wants to be salesy. We don't want to be pushy. And so we've got this constant paradox between, I don't want to be pushy, but I want great leads. That you can't have it both ways. If you want more and better customers, you have to learn their love language. You have to learn how to sell effectively and see it as customer service. And it's a step by step by step process. And I will always come back in all my articles and all my books, always go, let's have a moment on sales. If you ignore sales, at your peril. If you think that this boom is going to continue, we all know it's not as busy as it was in January, February, March. You can't afford to have that lufting of the sales. We need to be consistent. And if you sell, I call it tapping at the top of the pipeline, you sell every day, just a little bit, just a quick email, I'm thinking of you, a phone call, a video at the end of the week to your top customers, something that says, I see you, you matter to me. We are always, always selling. It's a huge pillar of the 40 things you have to do. At least one of them needs to be in sales. And then last thing for breakthrough is you have to have a performance system. You cannot run a business without knowing your numbers. Your numbers tell you everything. And one of my books, I don't have it with me, is I Am Not a Numbers Person. I ran a really easy course on, if you think about a 747, there's 350 instruments on the dashboard. You don't have to know them all. You just have to know, how long does it take to create a customers? How many people do I have on my list? How often do I have to contact them? And how well did I do? You have to know your sell-through rate. You have to know, just kind of, is it mattered? What is the gap between what I'm doing and how I'm being? And if you want to be calm and have less to do and less to worry about, your numbers will tell you everything. So it's just a simple matter of not going too long without knowing. For example, really, really key tip is that, people we're birds of a feather, we flock together. So, that's where the referral gem comes from. But people are creatures of habit. If they booked in March last year, they're going to book in March this year. Maybe it's an anniversary that's triggering. It's just being able to run reports that give you the insight of knowing where to sell, who to go after, and that all triggers from your mindset. So it's a system. It's a system for breakthrough. And I love this system because it's never one thing. And you wonder why you're not getting what you want. It's a little bit of everything. And it's not time consuming. It actually allows you to do less because it's a strategy. And a strategy is a simple yes or no decision. What am I going to do next? What? Literally, you can answer that with certainty that it's going to get you to your goal. You've really caught the vision of what it takes to get up on that next curve. And that's really kind of what I wanted to share with you today is giving you this tool that's been so meaningful to my students and people that I've helped, and to get them on the track, because I know the problem is not enough time and not enough high value leads. So even though the problem seems very simple, the solution is to do a little bit of everything. And it's hard to do on your own, so I really believe in my programs. I think that getting what you want takes courage and a single step in a new direction. It does take courage. And this might not be for everybody, but I want to share with you how I help you make this leap. There's kind of 4 ways you can get help with this. My newsletter is free to you. It's chock full of ideas. I try and really think through those ideas. They're a little longer. They're not, 1 paragraph postcards. I really hope you take the time. If you're a leader out there, share it with your team. And if you need help in any area of this business, shoot me an email. And I'd love to be able to help you. And those are coming at you all the time. I also have my book, which is, kind of all of it wrapped up into a system. And I've written 2 books, Flying Colors and 10X. I love them both. They're both different. Flying Colors is more of a textbook, and 10X is more of a deep dive on hyper growth. So whatever you need. I'm going to talk about our Flying Colors Academy group coaching program and how amazing it is to be with other people that are trying to make this shift, because you feel supported, you feel heard, you're not alone, and it's just awesome. If you're a leader, I offer Elevate Leadership, which is one-on-one coaching. And the beauty of my one-on-one coaching programs is that it's a mix. I am there for you to help you with your leadership. This is complex, getting people to create customers. You've got advisors that are hitting the wall. You've got really a keen, full plate on your own. So I help you make that shift from doing to leading and loving every minute of it. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then I have my academies at sea and on the river. They sell out as soon as I release them. I have one running with Paul Gauguin Cruises. I think we have 1 or 2 spots left. You can find it on my website. I've got something to cooking for 2024, which I just love those, because for people who really want an immersive experience, we go away, we talk about the content in the curriculum, and we make those changes that you can do, more when you're together. So those are the things. Just to go a little bit deeper into Flying Colors Academy, is that it's a 90-day group coaching program. And it's got a complete facilitated program where you show up every 2 weeks and we follow the curriculum. We follow the breakthrough curriculum, and you get assigned content. There's a 7-module, 37-course online program that backs all of it up, not to overwhelm you, but there's just a lot of content there. I've put thousands of agents through this or a version of this, and it works. It simply does, because it's that time you've set aside out of and it's not hours and hours of time. If you can allocate 1 or 2 hours a week to working on your business, it changes everything. And that's what I get so excited. It gives you clarity on what to do next. You're all at different stages, and that's okay. But so often you have choices, and you need someone, another set of eyes to look at to say, is this the right choice for me to do next? I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm struggling here. So it's real clarity on your business. It's high performance approach to time management. I get it. I've done this for decades. I see you. I know how busy it is. This is not an app. This is not a get better pill. This is a high level approach to embracing the volume we call the travel business and giving you permission to do less, to achieve more, and a tool to be able to help you do that. It's really personalized coaching from me. I don't outsource it. I don't have any other leaders that do this. I have no host agency, no association, no affiliation. My deepest commitment is to my students. You are who I live for and want to help, and I would absolutely love you to join us. The class starts on June 16th. It runs through to September, and I know there'll be people taking vacations and things, but it is there's loads and loads of content. And so if you have to miss one or two, they're recorded and you can grab those. But it's the perfect time to really get this right so that you can hit the fall running. I'm going to ask if, I don't know if she has, Cheryl, can you just drop the link for the information into the chat? So yes, there is a cost. There's no cost to the newsletters. There's no cost to the webinars. Flying Colors Academy is $1,300 to join for the 12-week program. If you join as a result of today's webinar, I'm giving a $300 coupon. If you use the words, and again, Cheryl, if you can drop the coupon code in, it's ELITE in all capitals, and 300. And it's just so worth it. 3 bookings and you pay for the course. I see, thank you, Judith and Karen and my past students and all the people. Once you're in my community, you never leave. That's all part of it, right? This is all part of identifying with people who really want to do this program. And I want you to join if it's the right thing. So, is it right for you? If if you're going flat out and you're hitting the wall, if you're ready to shift, but you're not sure how in every pillar, if you need a framework for your time and generating new leads and actual specific tools on how to get that done, if you're looking mentorship and a highly motivated peer group, this is for you. It's not right for you if you're looking for a get better pill. Life works that way. It will take work. I don't want to shy away from that because I put so much work and all the students put so much work into showing up that it has to be what you really want. If you're not ready to set aside time investing in yourself now, 12 months from now, are you going to be still happy with where you are? If you can say emphatically, I'm on the right path, I'm on the right curve, and I know I will get there, it's not for you. But if you know that going with a group and with a mentor that knows the nooks and crannies, this is for you. If you have already taken FCA level 1, this is not for you. I am working on a 2.0. So rest assured that is going to be a fall program. It's going to be in my mindset. I'm just always looking for what's the right opportunity because I think there is so much value in keeping the community going. It is not for you if you're an agency owner or manager, but that is our leadership program. And I'll just really quickly touch on what that is. It's the Elevate Leadership Program. So in this business, there's about 50% of the call people who have 1 or 2 ICs to 100 ICs. Some of you have big teams. Some of you have small teams. Some of you may say, you know what, I'm ready to take on a team. If you are thinking about shifting from doing to leading, it's really important that you come to my masterclass, because I just really want to show you the same kind of roadmap of breaking through the wall when it comes to leading versus doing. And if that is something, I offer private one-on-one mentoring for you and your team. And that's really the big shift that I'm doing, is that I love, as much as I love doing these webinars every month for everyone, I have to take my own advice and not try and be all things to all people. So I'm going to really focus on my one-on-one clients and their teams so that I can, mean more to people who really need the coaching. Mark your calendars for the masterclass is Thursday, June 29th. And it's really for all leaders of high performing teams, particularly people who lead large teams that really are not getting enough time to coach them. And how can you take them through your own version of Flying Colors Academy? How do you make learning this business a lot easier? So lots coming at you. I'm going to just stop sharing now and see if anybody has any questions. I haven't seen the chats. I'm going to take a quick scroll through. Okay, make sure, Karen, I'll make sure you get the newsletters. Sharing links. Thank you so much. Website geraldine.com. Thank you, Cheryl, again. Thank you, Judith and Karen. Unavailable for dates. This is the last Flying Colors Academy. So if that date, so it's June to September. And if you have to miss one or two, they're recorded. I do makeup sessions. I do extra value sessions. So hopefully you can make this timing work. September will look something different. I don't know what that will be, but I really analyze the market and see what the market needs at the time. So don't hesitate if you're thinking. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Yeah, saying goodbye. Is there anything? Information of seminar at sea is under travel programs on my website. So true. I agree with you. Just saying, just doing it. Yay, Irene. Okay, that's it. Any other questions? Is everything shows on a wait list? Is that for Flying Colors Academy is showing on a wait list? The Leadership Academy, I only have one cabin left on because I work with Paul Gauguin and I have to put everything through them. So email me if you're interested. If you have to miss one or two, again, not an issue, because even though this is a facilitated 12 weeks, it's all recorded. 50% of it is an online version, and there's makeup classes. So, even if I said September to December, we are in the travel industry. There is never a good 12 weeks. So I really hope that you can come this time, because I really know it's going to be an amazing experience. Okay, Dean's coming in June. Yay, yay. Thank you, Sandra. Will I teach you how to build a website? I will not teach you from soup to nuts, but if building a website is the right next step for you, I will absolutely show you the framework to a fantastic website. But the first question we have to ask is that the right next step? So, I'm a huge believer in technology in its place. So I want to make sure your website is working for you. So yes, in a nutshell, I go to the why, and then I will give you a solid, great framework for a fantastic website. Yeah, so good. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for all the time. I'm 10 minutes over. I don't know if Patrick's on here, but he's always going, oh, you missed the beginning, Liz. Oh, I'm so sorry. The beginning was really just about setting up the framework for how do we break through in our travel business. There's so much opportunity now, but sometimes opportunity can be overwhelming. And it's really about breaking through where you're stuck by focusing on your customer, but on your mindset every day, your customer shift, your sales shift, making sure that every single day you're getting leads into your business and then measuring your results. That's kind of the 4 things that powerfully will transform your business. Okay, Flying Colors Academy is every second Friday from 9 to 10:30, and starting June the 16th. Hopefully, Cheryl put the link in, and maybe just do it one more time, Cheryl, and then we will say bye for now. See you next time. I hope I see those of you who have teams. I hope I see you on June 29th, and everybody else, you know where to find me. Make sure you're signed up to my newsletters just by going to the website. One thing I really want to clarify is, are you a leader of teams or a travel advisor? Because I don't want to annoy you with the wrong content. I do 2 newsletters. So if you can just make that clear, that would be fantastic. My email is geraldine@geraldinereed.com. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, everybody. Awesome. Great to see you. Have a fantastic rest of your day.